must admit, with a number of thespians in this place tonight, and quite a challenge, really, isn't it? To top that, follow that, right, good evening. I haven't got my glasses on yet. I do need these, so bear with me a second.
Borrow mine,
these, I
borrow
can't see
mine.
anything. Have this to look forward to one day, Ollie. Right, fantastic. What a place here. How amazing. An incredible occasion. The wedding of gays of my youngest daughter, Lindsay. So, with Jenny marrying a couple of years ago, Jenny's down here, both of our gorgeous daughters are now married off. And married to fine young men, also we hope. So here we all are. Mr. and Mrs. Home. The excitement and the build-up has been really quite amazing, and Linds and Ollie have pulled out the stops to create a truly wonderful and memorable day.
Yeah.
Loads of us have helped out in so many ways, but I know that there have been endless hours spent by Linds and Ollie in particular to make this happen, and to make it happen in such style. And I'm sure that I'm speaking on behalf of everyone by saying a huge well done and a huge thank you to them both.
Yeah. Yep.
So, as you probably know, I think it's normally traditional that the father of the bride does kick off the speeches. Okay, Lindsay's snuck in there, that's okay. However, I have to say that I feel a little hard done by today. Let's talk about Tom. As I'm sure you all know, Tom is the father of the groom. Perhaps better known as the vicar. Well, of course, he is totally well and truly, and quite rightly so, I hasten to add, stolen the limelight and snuck in there first and said his piece before me. We'll have words later, Tom. What an amazing and emotional wedding service it's been. I mean, from start to finish, it was incredible. Linds, Ollie's one very lucky man. I'm biased, I know, but you are. To walk you down the aisle, Linds, to metaphorically speaking, give you away, is probably one of the proudest things that a father can do. A truly wonderful day, and a day when Gay and I have seen our youngest daughter commit to Ollie, and Ollie commit to you. And for Tom, Ollie's father, to conduct the service, and what a service it was, how special is that? And I have to say that I did think Tom and I might have a bit of competition to see who might cry first. It was rather emotional, but I think as it turns out there's hardly a dry eye in the house anyway, so that's fine. Tradition dictates that I say a few words about the bride. Lindsay Diana Home. It's the first time I've said that. But still known to all much more fondly as Ratty. Ratty, started up naming friends as animals many years ago. It seems to have really caught on amongst friends and family alike. Ollie, or rather Dino, speaks with some tall bloke, doesn't it? Swanee, Ratty's sister. Again, how about swan-like graceful movement, but beware. Those wings can break a man's arms with one swipe. And the list goes on, but I was a bit miffed when Ratty named me Donkey, I must admit. To do with my grey hair, I believe. I personally prefer the silver fox. Anyway, moving on. Lindsay, isn't it, really? One day, Ratty, or rather Linds, as she was known, and I were playing on a seesaw, while Gay and Swanee, Jenny, were swimming in the nearby pool. Well, it's true to say that I can be quite enthusiastic, and I wondered to myself just how Linds might be able to go. I thought how high she might be able to go. Whoops, not very high it seems. Unfortunately, she slipped forward and bashed out both her front teeth. Gay totally disowned me, declaring what the have you done to my daughter? I defended myself and did suggest that it was our daughter, unless there's something you want to be... Anyway, poor Linds was in the right old state and spent the next few years with a really cute cap until her big teeth came through. All good character-building stuff, mind you, although not so good if you want to learn to whistle. It was a real problem, wasn't it? On a more serious note, Linds is quite simply the most wonderful daughter you could wish for. She's clever, beautiful, thoughtful, caring and loving. And Dino, I hope you know just how lucky you are. I think you do. Her caring nature comes through to anyone and everyone over and over again. There are so many stories. But one that I would like to share with you, and which clearly demonstrates her wonderful caring nature for all things living, It was a drive we were taking one day, just Linds and I travelling along country road, when a pigeon hit the windscreen. He stopped. He didn't seem too badly injured, so he picked it up, wrapped it in a towel, and decided to go to the local vets. I gave it to Linds to hold while I was driving. I must confess to saying to Linds to hold it firmly, as it seemed a bit of a frisky bugger. Lighter, sorry. Anyway, a few minutes later it went very still. Deadly still, in fact. It transpires that in her quest to be caring and healing, the poor thing had been crushed to death by Linds's hole. An emotional moment, and I'm sure an experience that helped to shape her future wonderful character. Every one of you, no doubt, has a funny story to tell, a dippy moment.
Down it, Nick!
Long way,
Yes, so everyone has a funny story to tell. A dippy moment, a shopping moment, you know, when there are these hours of browsing and indecision as to what to buy. A mad moment. And while I could add to the long list very easily, I thought I'd rather tell you, excuse me,
Water?
the story of bravery and fortitude.
It's going down the wrong way.
Water. That'll teach you to drink champagne while you're doing a speech. Bad luck.
Linds was on her gap year, or we got gap year, and I'd arranged to travel all the way to Ollie Beach in Australia to go out for a few nights on a diving adventure on the Barrier Reef. An experience of a lifetime. Well, the credit card arrived safely, that's me. We met in a bar, all quite surreal really, and such a long way from home. We proceeded to celebrate hard, much alcohol flowed. Later, much later, I left them to it and off to bed for me. A call in the morning, help! There's been an accident. It turns out that the drink continued flowing, and, well, a door opened, caught Linds's big toe, ripped off the nail, ouch, the whole thing came off. But worse for us, no diving. The local doctor said, no, it's too risky, it's the bacteria in the water, blah, 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 it's just too dangerous. So we were pretty devastated with the whole thing there, but we said, no, this is a one sort of lifetime opportunity. So, not to be thwarted, with Linds's determination, my adaptation of a fin to make it fit over her foot, and loads of iodine and bandages, we went for it, and rather, Lindsay did, and she endured pain and worry, mostly about the thought of her treading blood for those killer sharks getting a whiff. But it turned out right on the night, and we had a truly memorable time, so she's a pretty brave girl. Now, there isn't time to tell loads of stories about Linds, particularly when I also need to talk about the group. Perhaps not traditional, but I'm going to. All of the home, Dino. I can't imagine a more lovely guy to have fallen in love with our daughter, and for Ratty to have fallen in love with. And that said, by all accounts, he is a lovely, talented, successful, caring man. One can never be too careful. And unbeknown to both Dino and Ratty, I took it upon myself to make a few background checks on Mr. I decided to pop down to the Dino's local police station and managed to speak to the sergeant behind the desk and ask him whether Oliver Home was known to him and whether he was a well-behaved young man. I have to say that he was very reassuring. Apparently they never had any bother with him whenever he spent a night there. And that makes him a very fine young man in my book. Indeed, Ollie showed his true colours when a few months ago he phoned me out of the blue one night. He never phones me, so the immediate thought was, oh, something's wrong. But no, a polite, nervous, chatty conversation. How are you? Have a good holiday? Any plans for the weekend? Come to think of it, I think Ollie was actually a pretty good hairdresser with those sort of He was listening in, and we sensed what was coming. Come on, Ollie, get on with it. Enough of the hairdresser chatter. And then, yes, he asked that question. Can I have your permission for your daughter's hand in marriage? A short silence, of course, it's customary, isn't it? A resounding no, which is also customary. Okay, yeah, of course, yeah, why not? Nothing would make us happier, Ollie, and thanks for asking. So, that was appreciated. These modern times, you know, when things change. Think about the old self, I say. The reality is that Ollie was actually sitting in the dark, in the middle of a field in Richmond Park. We made this call. And I think he'd been there some time, plucking up the courage to make that call. But thankfully he did, gather up the courage, and all of us couldn't be happier. Back to Ratty. Let me just say something about the real Ratty. I've already mentioned some of her life experiences that have helped to shape her character and what a character is. One very special young lady, an achiever. Just look at how she's carving her dynamic career now with Comic Relief. Solid, a totally supportive and caring friend to so many people. When the chips are down, she's always there. And it's fair to say that B and I have had a few challenges of late, and Linds and Ollie too have both been there for us at all times, and what more could a father ask of a daughter, so thank you guys, appreciate it. She's dynamic, intelligent, the list goes on. And oh yes, not forgetting being truly beautiful as well. And how stunning she looks today. What a dress, what a look. So, it seems to have flown by. I just thought I'm about to turn over 2 pages at the same time. So, 2 gorgeous people. 1 daughter, 1 new son. And can I ask you all please to raise your glasses and toast the happy couple, to congratulate them on finding each other, and to wish them all the happiness in the world. And who knows, in time, and not too long now, Linds, the bio clock is ticking. Perhaps little homes around the corner. Very tall homes, maybe. Mr. and Mrs. Holmes. Thank you very much.
Very good.